Yo. Oh shit. Okie dokie. Just make sure I'm set up. I do have a capital T. Okay, cool. If you're watching this back, we are doing some live track feedback. I'm going to start in a sec. I'm a bit early. I'm currently working on a track, so I'm just going to carry on. Something's wrong. Dum da dum dum da dum. So yeah, there's a few tracks today, not too many. We're gonna start with, I think I'm gonna start with Kayla actually, because she sent this in after the stream. We did that one. And then we got this one from Armado. And then we got this one. Okay. You wait for some people to join. Who do we have in the stream? There's like one person watching, just lurking. Say hello, man. Good afternoon. Hello, Adam. DJ Sound Limit, good to see you. I think my mic's a bit quiet. Yo, 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 yo. There we go. Very good. I'm gonna do the stream and then go outside and play. It's nice and sunny today. So, yeah. I'm just gonna do a little bit of work on this until some people join. Hello, Almeida. Hello, Marlon. We will start shortly. I'm just seeing how this is. Put an additional hat here, I think. All right, so yeah, gonna start with some track feedback. Yeah, I'm gonna start now. Otherwise, I'll be on this forever. Yeah, cool. All right, let's get rid of this. Good to see you, Jason. Yeah, there's only a few tracks today, so you guys don't need to donate, by the way. Thank you, Amado, for donating. But yeah, I'm probably going to get through everyone, I think. Yeah. Okay, cool. So I'll do Amado first, actually, since he donated. Let's get rid of all this. Was the audio all right? I'm guessing it was, otherwise someone would have said. What am I doing? I already got it up somewhere here. Perfect. Oh, wow, nice. Yeah, I was gonna do Kayla, but she's not in the chat, and she sent it in last 2 weeks ago or something. But yeah, we'll go with Amado first because he donated. I think I might just get a quick drink before we begin. I'll be back. Chat amongst yourselves. Hi, David. Hello. All right. Let's get it. Let's go. So this is Amado, and I think this is the same one you sent before, but you've tweaked it maybe? Well, let's have a listen. Oh, it's not the same. Okay, cool. Thank God. Nice chords. Hello, hello. MKNT. Nice. Yeah, really nice. Super, super clean. Like your use of reverb is really nicely done. Like it's just a very appropriately placed. I like it. This feels a little bit strange. I'm not a big fan of the choir thing, but maybe you're going to integrate it into here. But yeah, it feels a little bit like it's like the direction has kind of gone somewhere else. I'm wondering how. I'm going to see. Maybe you resolve it here, but it just feels a little bit odd. Feels like Halo. The melody is a bit like it's not really resolving. It's like it cuts short before it should do kind of like the finishing resolving part at the end. So it's like hard to latch onto. But it's definitely cleaner than last time. Like the last track, there is a bit more of a solid like theme going on, but there is still quite a lot of different ideas, and I wouldn't say they're all just like telling the same story. I think this melody, like, it's a nice sound. I think the sound design is really good, and it's very clean, so it stands out a lot. But I think the melody needs to be a little bit, I don't want to say catchier, but something a bit easier to latch onto. Like, listen, like the way that you end the melody. It's just kind of like, it needs to, so it resolves back, so you can play the melody over again. You know what I mean? Yeah, you understand. This really reminds me of Halo. This choir, in a good way. One thing as well I would say is just like the transitions. They are a bit like slightly smooth, but you're using like this downriser or crash or whatever. It'd be good if you had a little bit of an upriser like leading into it. It feels a little bit like just a bit drag and droppy, like you've dragged a down rising sample or a crash sample in there, and it needs to have like the other elements need to complement that transition. So like dropping some things out like low end, fading things down like your drums, maybe having some reverse sounds coming up, so like resampling things like your pluck or something like that, and then just reversing it and having the tail of that pluck leading into the transition, something like that. Just things that make it sound like it's all flowing a little bit more, rather than okay, 8 bars, now there's going to be a crash cymbal, like, you know what I mean, I think. So, I don't know what someone's saying. Strongest part of the intro and the first beat, maybe a short first break, followed by the climax, your track. Yeah, this, I did really like the start as well, and it was super clean here. I feel like you kind of went on in a like just a different direction than this. This is super nice. I guess like if you think where it starts losing its way a bit was like the ARP's quite nice. I wouldn't say it's like amazing, but the other thing is like you have this ARP in and then it kind of goes away. It doesn't like kind of finish its story, if you know what I mean. Then there'll be like a new lead that comes in and then a new lead. It's like your production, you can tell that it's super clean, and the good thing is like you do have like a unique style, but it's just honing it in. And I think just having more elements that are, or not more elements, but having more of that solid theme coming through, that solid idea, not too many different ideas coming out at once. I think it just makes it hard to latch on to the song and have something that's memorable, because you're like, there's just so many different things. For me, it's like everything that I'm adding in, and this is obviously just a personal thing that I do, but anything that I'm adding in, I'm trying to make sure that I can add them all together at the end. Obviously, sometimes you can't do that, but try to have it where there's like maybe like a climax towards the end where all the elements kind of all coincide together. And if you can't really have that, it might just be a little bit like too many directions all at once in your song. But yeah, cool. Thank you for sending it in. I always appreciate your music. I look forward to hearing what you do with it. What are people saying? Zelion. Hello. Yeah, it's been a while since you've been in the stream. But yeah, let's go to the next one. This is, where are we? Yeah, in Gertel, I think is next. Yes. No worries, Amada, always a pleasure. Okay, let's get this. Hey, Matt. Great name. Felt like it was warping. Feels a little bit like it's like dragging a bit. Um, Alright. So yeah, so this is in Gürtel. The track is called Lucid. Is your name in Gürtel or is it Ojala? I'm guessing it's Ojala. It's just your Discord. But yeah, this is this one. Let's go. Yeah, your hat sounds like it's just a little bit too groovy. Like you put too much swing on it. Where it's like just feels like it's dragging a bit. I would maybe tighten that up a little bit. Like I like the swing, but I think you're swinging a little bit too much. It might not be the hat. It could be something around it, but it feels very like it comes off time. Yeah, it's too early, and it's just that one hit, I think. Like that one. Yeah, that one. That one. Yeah. I was expecting more funk here. Like that was really nice. It was unique. Well, kind of unique, but like it gave me that little like, oh shit, something's coming, and then it just kind of went back to the same groove in a way. You added a few bongos, but I was expecting a bit of a bass thing, a bit of like a mid bass coming in. I think you've got room for it, because I mean you've got this big sub here, you got the tom, but you could have had a little mid bass thing, like a boom, 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 add a bit of funk. I think you could boost a little bit here. Yeah, I think you could turn your snare up just a little bit. Like here. It feels a little bit like low end heavy. Like I think even just boosting like this. Yeah, like big difference. It just makes the track feel a lot bigger and brighter. So like your high end and stuff like that. Obviously, you maybe not do a big boost like this on your master chain, but boost your hats a little bit more. You clap, add a little bit more air to things. Yeah, that one hat is really throwing the groove off. It makes it hard to like follow it. I think with your open hat, Well, at least in my experience, I would always keep it quite straight. It's usually just like landing on that 1-3 or the upbeat, like not swinging too much. So things that will be swinging will be like the perks and like the shaker and stuff like that. But you really got to make sure when you're adding your swing and stuff, you're not going too far where it's like, okay, what is the groove? Because that's what I feel like it's got with this track. It's a little bit too janky. Nice. What's going on, Julian? Thank you for the donation. Really feels like it needs. Yeah, like the whole track just feels. It's nice. I do like it. I always forget to like say the good parts of the track, but it does feel just a bit dull. Like it feels like it needs opening up. Everything is just like it feels a bit underwater, and it's just a case of like doing some EQ boosting in certain areas, saturation and stuff like that. Just bringing more out of the sound so they feel a bit fuller and louder and clearer, especially the vocal. I like how creative it is, but for me, it is a little bit too weird and out there. I'm not sure if I'm like latching onto it enough. But I do enjoy the changes that are going on, and I like how creative it is. I like all the perks. This is kind of weird. I think he's going for weird. That's like, if you've listened to girls' music, it's usually pretty weird. But I think he needs to just like, they've got to tame some of the weirdness sometimes so that people can latch onto the track. I think like definitely go out there and do some funkiness, but it needs to have like something like, okay, this is going to be danceable. Like it's got to be really danceable, so the groove is solid. Maybe the instrumental could come a bit aggressive in certain areas, so like I said, like a little bit of a mid bass here and there, add a little bit of funk to it, and then you can go as weird as you want. As long as you're getting people dancing, I think it's fine to be a bit weird. But I think you messed up the groove a little bit there, so just like try and tighten up the drums a bit. I think the bass is all good in terms of like the sub's good. I personally don't really like the vocal here, but I did like it here. This is sick. I really like that. But I'm not sure about this. Maybe you could have other things in the track, like talking to that melody. But yeah, very interesting track. Definitely like memorable because it's very out there, but yeah, a little bit of tightening up, I'd say. David's like, make it more simple. Yeah, it's like maybe not more simple, but like, or yeah, in a way simplify it, like the groove and stuff like that. But I wouldn't say like, I don't want you to what's it called, stump your like creativity, because I love how weird and out there your music is. You got to tighten that shit up, bro. Okay, let's go to the next one. The next one will be Julian because he donated. Even though he's at the bottom, I'm assuming. There he is. I'm probably going to have anything bad to say about this or anything constructive. Hopefully. I don't think it's Afro. It's like tribal, like Soul Selector kind of music. And that music is pretty weird, and it gets like millions of streams. Like if you go listen to Soul Selector, I think that's like the label, and they have a lot of music like that, and it's pretty successful. Anyway, so this is Julian Schwartz. I don't know if I'm pronouncing that correctly. Be warned, this is probably going to be a banger. If you've not heard Julian's music before, he's got something. He's got some spunk. I think we just. Yeah, it's sick, by the way. Really, really nice. I was noticing or looking at the bass, and it did look like it went like too loud at some point. It looks fine here. Sure, I saw it at the beginning. Yeah, like here, you got this big boost. I think it might be the bass. Maybe just compress the bass a little bit more, or limit it or something, so it's not jumping too much. I think that might be what the problem is. That's what someone said. It's not really messing the groove up for me, but yeah, I think I noticed it when I was listening. It was like, yeah, it just shot out a little bit. Like the bass felt a little bit too loud at some points, but otherwise it's sick. I really like it. One thing I'll say that you should try to start doing, Julian, because I think you do this with quite a few tracks where you have like 2 drops or 2 build-ups, is you got to try and condense things down to like, so if you do a radio edit, that the track will be less than 4 minutes, right now you have like, you know, your peak of the song is at the 4 minutes. It just makes them really hard to get onto editorial playlists, and a lot of players, they just want these kind of like 3.5 minute, 4 minute songs. So if you can try and get used to condensing them down a little bit, maybe just having one big bridge, something like that. What you could do with the kicks, something that I do, is like have less kicks in the first drop. Yeah, you can make it less busy there, and then in the last drop you add that additional kick in, or maybe like a double kick at the start. Just makes it feel like it's evolved a bit more. But anyway, let's listen to this. Yeah, it was really nice. Something's weird about the mix though. Maybe you need to not sidechain that LFO, so it just comes through that. It's just a bit more free. The kick does feel like it's pushing things out of the way that maybe don't need to be pushed out of the way. Your drums need to come out more, but I think they might come out a bit more here. Let's see. Yeah, the snare could be a little bit more crack to it, I think. Yeah, I think you might just have too much sidechain on things that don't need sidechain on. Like you're saying with the lead melody, it could come out a little bit more. I agree. Like it feels like the kick is getting in the way of like a lot of things. And maybe the kick could have a little bit less tail. That might help quite a bit as well. Though it is a nice kick. It does have a nice punch to it. Yeah, I think you could make it a bit shorter. Yeah, the lead, the gliding lead, it sounds like it's got a little bit too much reverb directly on the sound. Maybe try using it on a return, and it will become a lot clearer. Yeah, it feels a little bit washed. Really, really nice though. I mean, yeah, it sounds very professional. So there's a high chance they could sign it. I forgot to read out your message at the start. He said he sent in a package of tunes to Induna. This is one of them. Hope I like it. Pretty sure they won't sign it, but you never know. Yeah, I mean, there's a high chance that they will. Like, I mean, if they listen to all your music together, they'll hear that you're up there. You just and like the things that we give feedback on here are just very small tweaks that they might even tell you to do after they've approved it. It's definitely got like a like an X factor to it, if you know what I mean. But yeah, cool. Thank you very much for sending it in. Thank you for donating. What's happening, Karam? Good to see you. Been a while. So have I missed anyone else coming in? I think I've said hello to everyone. Cool. So where are we at now? I did. I think. Oh no, keep going up. Did this one. Did in Gürtel. So now we're on Spark. Yeah. And I think Free Tribes wanted. Well, never mind. All right, so this is Spark. Also a really good producer. And by the way, if you're a new producer and you're watching this and you're like, oh shit, I'm scared to send my music in because these guys sound good. Like, honestly, the best thing you can do is to send in your music. Everyone's going to be nice. Well, they should be nice. I'll be nice. And it's going to be good to get people's opinion. And I won't be too harsh. So yeah, don't be afraid to send your music in. Anyway, let's go. This is Reborn by Spark. I think you've heard this before. I'm sure you sent this one before. A little sausage. It's not too bad. Julian, innit? I've seen your tracks, David. You plenty of sausages. There we go. This is V. Plara called it. Really nice melody. That pluck is throwing the groove off a bit. It's not. This was really beautiful. I love this. Like, there's like a background lead sound. That so nice. But yeah, this is a weird groove. It kind of like was like, yeah, I don't know. I think it's the pluck that throws it off. People are so savage. Change snare. Annoying snap. Like, come on, be a bit nice. Like, the snare's not that good. Not annoying snare. People are savage. Just like, there's nice ways to give feedback. Yeah, I think the problem might not even be just the snare. It's just that pluck just before is throwing it off a little bit. And obviously that's layering with that snare. But yeah, I think you need something a little bit more... It feels a little bit stiff. Maybe you need some little ghost hits here and there, some perks and stuff. Your hat as well is really thin and small. It's like a little... It could be a bit more of a... bit more open. It's a little bit resonant as well, the hat. The melody is really nice. The bass is nice. I think the kick's good as well. I think you could do a little rework on the drums. I think maybe you could just mute them and then try setting in some new drums in there that make you dance a little bit more. It's just not really grooving with the track. Like sample selection and like the general groove, I think it needs a little bit more work. That little crash or something you've got is really tinny as well. I think you might just have a bit of a high boost on your hat, on your overall drum group or something, and it's just pushing quite a few resonant frequencies up. Yeah, I liked it a lot. It was really, really nice. And I think it's just a case of fixing the drums. Like the melody's good, the bass is good, the atmosphere's good. Yeah, maybe you need a little bit more of a lead hook or something like that to make it stand out. But I think if you sent this track with a few others and maybe one of them was a vocal track, you have a very high chance of signing it to This Never Happened. Though I would say that it sounds a lot like a lot of the artists on This Never Happened. Whether that's like a good thing or bad thing, I don't know. But it's not going to really stand out that much if you're sounding very similar to those artists. But it's definitely a nice sound to be similar to. You should try to do some music with Coppo. He has very, very similar vibe. But yeah, cool. Thank you for sending it in, Spark. Always a pleasure. I'm not sure if he's even in the chat, but yeah. Anyway, we're on Free Tribes now. I think I smoked too much of this. I feel myself getting a little bit too. Anyway, so this is My Love by Free Tribes. Too excited, yeah, that's the word I was looking for. I had to stop myself saying what I was going to say. Okay. People are going to be savage to that the Dove guy now. That'd be nice. I think he was just like saying people just talk like that. But yeah, with feedback you should always be like, say something positive and then say something negative. Like build and then break them. Anyway, let's go. Damn that tea. Ooh, some auto tune on that. drums need to come up more. They feel really like buried in the track. Well, not buried, to be fair. They don't feel like buried, but they just feel too quiet. I think just turning the drum group up and maybe adding a little bit more high end to it. The melodies feel good. They do feel a bit basic, if I'm being honest with you. And the harmonies, not quite like giving you the feels, but everything feels solid. Like the bass is nice, potentially a little bit too wide with your bass. Feels like it's very stereo. Let me just check how am I doing this ozone. I mean, a wide bass is really nice, but you don't want to go too far. So maybe we go here. It's not playing for some reason. There we go. Oi, oi, oi. Yeah, I think you're a little bit wide. Let's see how... Yeah, so... Sorry, stop it. I can't stop it. Yeah, so with your bass, Free Tribes, I'm not sure if you're in here, but you don't want to go that wide, that low. I mean, maybe like here, like you could get the ozone imaging, you could just do this. And play. Reason being, and I've experienced this myself from playing my own songs recently in this bar club place where I work, and I have a track where the bass I pushed it a little bit too far or too low, and you kind of like lose that warmth and body that you thought you would get. Like if you listen to it on headphones, it sounds really nice, but then like in this big place, like when they've just got single monitors, you can't hear all that like low width, and so you need to be like, okay, does my bass sound good in mono from like 120 hertz? And if it doesn't, then just do a little bit more to it before you push it into the stereo field, because then you're not even going to be able to hear that when it's played on like a mono system. It is important, like mono compatibility, which I'm learning more and more each day. But just don't go too far with this stuff. Anyway, let's carry on. Back to hell. Never heard that. If it's possible for you to get rid of a little bit of that roboticness in the vocal, it would be really nice. I think that might just be a personal taste thing, but for me it sounds a bit naff. That was really random, that noise thing. It's like you accidentally left it in there. Yeah, I really like the sound design. The vocal, I do like it, but just the little bits, the roboticness in there is not that nice. But otherwise it's really good. I do like it a lot. It just sounds like it needs a good mix and master, so it just like can sound a little bit more professional and bigger. Even just like a decent master, which could just put like a Pro L, make it sound nice and full. Like you can hear here that your kick does feel quite long. You kind of see as well. For me, like, especially with breaks, I think the kick doesn't need to be huge. And especially if you've got like a sustained respace, which is just running through the whole track. You don't need this big sub boom on your kick like the whole time. Or at all. You can just reduce it a little bit, just shorten it, and you're going to find that you have a lot more room in your track, especially depending on your sidechain settings, because you could have all these elements that are moving out of the way of this big sub. So yeah, you could try and just tighten up the sidechain a little bit. Mixing wise, you could try just adding a little bit of an EQ boost on the high end of your drums and like bring out the snare a little bit, saturate it a little bit, some compression. But maybe get some different samples in there as well, some organic samples. Yeah, very, very nice though. I enjoyed it. It's got potential, for sure. Okay, so that was 3 Tribes, and the next one, where are we? David is next. Matt, Ledger, and David Lang. Cool. Oh yeah, so Matt's the guy that's in here. You guys love pitch bending, you and David. Like you love glides and pitch bends. Where? Oh yeah, I need to download it. David. David, did Colorize get back to you? I guess it's been a bit soon. Oh shit, this is a long track. Yeah, I'm gonna be skipping a bit of this. What the fuck? But you said start from 50. Yeah, I guess like here. Have I got that master on? No. Okay, let's go to like here. So this is David and Matt Ledger. I recognize that dun 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 dun. I like it. I feel like there might be one too many kicks though. It's a little bit like, yeah, a little bit too much. Maybe you can remove 1 or 2. I will be honest, I'm not in love with the progression of the lead, or the pluck thing, and it does feel like it's got too much verb on it, where it needs to be a little bit more centered since it's the lead. Just the progression feels a little bit basic, if I'm being honest. Like, I like the sound. I think, yeah, I like the sound, but yeah, it's just it's hard to tell whether I like the sound if like the melody, if you're not in love with the melody. But yeah, I don't know, it just feels a little bit basic, I would say, that the melody. It's good to keep it simple, but I think it just feels a little bit repetitive and yeah, meh. But otherwise, everything else is really nice. Yeah, send in whatever you like, Claire. Honestly. Someone sent in like hip-hop before with them rapping. It was great. Very nice chords. Like, did that lead play off these chords? I feel like it didn't. I feel like it was doing its own little thing. Maybe play off the chord melody a bit more. Well, hold on, Julian. We've still got 10 minutes left. It might be a long ass track. The snare is a little bit like it's a little bit underwhelming. Like, it's nice because it's quite chilled. I wouldn't say go like really heavy with it, but it's a little bit like flat, like the snare. Yeah, it might just be too quiet, but this is really nice, really beautiful. Yeah, it's that melody is just not doing it, and I mean it's like a big part of the track. So yeah, I mean I think everything else is good apart from maybe bring the snare out a little bit, but yeah, and this is solid. This is really beautiful, really nice bridge, but you need to basically just do like the hardest part, which is writing a good melody or finding like a good hook to the track. You've got everything else pretty much like down. It's really nice. What's DBX, Argo? And hello, Argo. I forgot to say hello to you. But yeah, I agree. Some compression would be nice, but I don't know what you mean by DBX. I want to know. Yeah, a little bit repetitive here now. I guess it is towards the end of the track, but this is a very long end to the track. You could have got rid of like these two sections and just cut to here. I don't think it needs to be this long at all. It's just because it's not gonna like you won't be able to get it onto like playlists and stuff like that. So you need to always think to try and get the track like nice and impactful within a good 4 minutes really. But yeah, see you, Julian. Thanks for stopping by. And yeah, I've never heard of DBX. I will check it out. Nice. All right. I mean, I'm not going to listen to the rest because I'm assuming it's nicely mixed. Like the low end is really nice. Perks are really nice. Pianos mix really well. Yeah, you could have put that here. This is a nice little cool down, but yeah, you definitely could have gone like here. So yeah, biggest thing would just be that melody, and I mean, I've already said that, but also just the way that you mix it. Just try and make it a little bit drier, or at least like just louder and a bit more upfront. So it just needs to be a little bit more confident, I think, and then the melody needs to be a little bit more catchy and edgy. I think it's just a bit too basic. And yeah, that's it. Yeah. Cool. Thank you for sending it in, David and Matt. Yeah, cool. Let's move on. What time is it? All right, I'm going to do a few more. Let's do this Spotify one. Okay. No, actually, I probably shouldn't do that. I'll just get copyrighted. Well, I guess it doesn't really matter. All right, I'll listen to this. Sorry, yeah. So this is Michelo Amuri, Blissful Melodies. The hat is a little bit too resonant, needs a bit of EQ on it. The sub bass or the bass, it needs a little bit more like attack or a bit more punch to it, which could be down to quite a few things, but maybe like a little bit less decay and a little bit more volume on it, some saturation, and yeah, like less attack, so it's a really quick attack, and maybe you need to add like a bit of an envelope on it. Yeah, it's nice, it's soothing, but in all honesty, you can tell that you are quite new to production. There's just things like just mixing things. It just doesn't sound like big and professional, and like just repeating a lot of the melodies over and over, which is something that someone will do if they're new to production. But it still sounds great. I'm not sure what stage you're at in your production journey. It definitely does sound. It doesn't sound like there's any dissonance, which is great. A lot of time people have a lot of dissonance with their melodies and things like that. It's just that the melodies that you're using aren't, overly compelling. But yeah, very nice so far. see that you should try look into creating like tension and transition effects with the sounds that you have in your track, rather than using like a reverse crash cymbal or something like that just sounds like it's been dragged out of like a sample pack. It doesn't feel like it's connected with your track, and it's the same transition effect each time, so it just feels a little bit, just feels a bit basic. So try to do things like you can set up a return channel like on a bus, or a return, it depends what you're using. And you could have like this with like a big tail on it, like a big decay time. So this is a reverb. Open it up a little bit, and then you can put and you can make the size bigger, and you can put your sounds through that. So maybe like your melody, your drum group, you can send it to this chain, and you could put like a couple of reverbs on here to get the effect that you want, as long as you have this big like shh feeling, and that's what it will start creating. Like, and then you just record that audio, or you don't have to record it, you can just automate it coming into the sound, and that will create a bit of a natural riser and down riser, rather than using a generic sample. Cool, let's keep going. Yeah, so I mean, it's kind of like the same track from here to here. You just, at this point here in the bridge, you should try to look to kind of evolve the track a little bit more. Maybe if you really like the chords, then you don't just give them away straight away, or not at least in the rhythm that you've got them in. So, where are we? Like here, you need a little bit more atmosphere as well. Like there's not much atmosphere going on, so some pads and things like that, some vocal atmosphere. But here, maybe what I personally would have done is maybe slow down the chords on the break. So you just change the timing of them, make them a little bit slower. And then when you come into the drop, wherever that's going to be, then you could come back into your like rhythmical rhythm. The hat is really sharp, so yeah, make sure you EQ that. If you can't hear that sharp frequency, you maybe need to check what you're listening to the music on, because your headphones might not pick up on that. But you should make sure that the thing that you're listening to your music on is good quality. At least it doesn't have to be super expensive. You can pick up some good headphones for less than £100. But yeah, you want to be able to make sure you can hear that. You should have noticed like something like that before you release it, because it's going to come through quite painful on a lot of people's ears. So yeah, I would personally try and layer you've got a nice pad in there, but I would try and layer it with a few different pads that have all different like textures and things like that. Maybe a few little LFOs in there. It's just going to create a bigger soundscape, which is what the track needs. It feels quite empty. But yeah, I think I've given quite a lot of feedback on this. Sorry, I've like gone in quite a lot, but I'm trying to help you as best as I can. All right, cool. Yeah, thank you for sending it in. We're going to go to the next one. I would also, just like with releasing your music, I mean, you can do whatever you like, but I would try and, I don't know how long you've been producing, so I don't know whether to say this or not, but I would try and wait until you developed a little bit more on your production before you're releasing, because you might look back on that song in 5 years' time or whatever and go, yeah, it needs a bit of work. I don't really want that on my name right now. I'm not saying it's like so bad that it shouldn't be associated with your name, but it doesn't sound like a professional track, and which might be what you want to be after. But yeah, I was trying to really tread lightly while I was saying that. But okay, so let's go to the next one. So now we are on DJ Sound Limit. Yeah, someone told you, yeah, in Discord. By the way, guys, I've been going for an hour, so I'm not going to keep going till I do every single song. If you want your song to be picked out, you should donate to the stream, There is a link in the description. You can donate like a very small amount. It's also like a way of thanking me for giving you in-depth feedback. But if you don't do that, I might not get to your song. I'm just saying that. But yeah, let's go. Let me download this. Oh, that bit, yeah. Okay, no worries. I'm going to listen to that bit first. No, let's go here. Yeah, I'll download it. Oh, good. I've downloaded it, I mean. Oh, man. Definitely smoked too much. Holy shit. All right, so let's go. I want to listen to this first. Banger. All right, thank you for sending in music. On to the next one. I'm going to skip this a bit. You hear like when I boost here, your bass needs that sub body. It's a bit too high up. You could even boost like what I've done here. It will do a slightly the job, but you could also in the sound design just add in like a sub layer. It's a little bit the Easter egg. Yeah, it's just a little bit thin. I'm assuming it gets bigger or it comes in more. Okay, yeah. Maybe you fix it later on. Let's go back to here. I think that's a bit loud. You can see that it's quite a lot louder than everything else. I get what you're trying to go for here, but yeah, it feels a bit empty, I would say. Like after you got this bam, you maybe need a bit more reverb on this and a bit more delay with some echo with some feedback. It's just like meh, and then it dies off, and then the atmosphere kind of dips down again. Yeah, I would still say it needs a bit more sub. Like now that the track is moving along, it still needs a bit more sub. The melody is not really all that. I wish I could tell you what you should do with your melody, but I'm not very good at writing melodies. But I can hear like, okay, yeah, it's not that great. Could be the sound design as well. But I would definitely say I would rework that sound. That no, 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 no. Your snare, like the thing that's there for your snare is different. Yeah, I mean it's just like a little. You need to have that like solid groove, that kick hat snare relationship just working together. That's what makes people dance. If you have like them all kind of like weak and the timing's off and janky, it's going to be hard for people to latch onto it and hard for them to dance to it. And maybe you don't want people to dance, maybe you just want them to like trip out to your music, then fair enough, but I'm assuming you probably want people to dance to it. Oh, that was cool. So when you said the low end, I'm not sure what you were responding to. The low end, like the sub, I think needs to come up a bit more. That might be what you're asking about there. So the synths here, like I like all the tension that's being built, but I think the synth's just a bit too dry. Where it's like, so the buzzy part of the synth where you're opening it up, it just feels a little bit like don't know what word to use, but it's like yeah, I don't know how to describe what I mean. But I would just try to wetten the sound a little bit. Like you could be building the reverb up here. I could even try to do it on here. It might make it sound a bit less harsh. I guess that's the word I'm looking for. It's like a bit buzzy, the thingy, the synth. So yeah, just maybe even some reverb, or maybe the whole chain could help. Let's see. Let's give it a go. Yeah. I mean, it helped a little bit, but you would need to do it directly onto the sound. Right? Yeah, so I can see who donated. And oh shit, I missed Karam. Yeah, sorry. I did see, but I kind of like forgot about it. Yeah, you can donate in the chat. But yeah, the tension is really good here. I think you've done everything pretty correct. It's just like the sound design, it needs to feel more epic. So you can definitely get away with having quite a big reverb on there. Make sure that you EQ the reverb so it's like not reverbing the real low end. Yeah, the problem is the kick. Argo called it before. The kick is just like needs to be like needs more boom to it. Like I think a little bit bigger subtail might help, or I would just change the sample, and you'll see. You'll change the sample, then you go yeah, because it can change the entire dynamic of your track. But yeah, it's like it's just lacking that kind of low end warmth. Like here, like after this big like epic build up, you kind of expecting the track to come in with this nice like warmth, bit of width like in your bass as well would help. Yeah, the drums, the drums are too light. Like I think for the what you're going for, like it's a very heavy sound that you're going for. So the drums need to be like like more confident. Maybe I might even have like a drum, you can find like a nice thick melodic techno drum groove, or like a loop or something like that, just to give you an example of the kind of feeling. Oh, maybe these are shit. I'm sure there was some really good ones in there. But yeah, you need like a stronger snare, stronger kick. Just have another look at your drums, I'd say. Alright, I'm going to skip a little bit because it's quite similar. I like this ARP that's coming through now. You can hear like the sub here, but I think it was too quiet in the mix. But yeah, cool. Thank you for sending it in. It was nice and interesting, and I could like hear your creativity in there. But you need to have a little look at the drums. Add a little bit more of that warm, fat bass. That you like, maybe just look at either the sound design of the bass, or it could be the note positioning. I think it's probably just the sound design. So you like make sure you got like a nice thick sub. And then maybe in like the 120 hertz, you could add a little bit of distortion, a little bit of reverb, so it's like nice and got a little bit of stereo information, and that's going to give that nice warmth. Yeah, cool. Thank you for sending it in. Let's listen to this bit again. It's my favorite bit. Nice. Okay, cool. Thank you, DJ Sound Limit. Yeah, if you can't donate, I don't know. Maybe try the Buy Me a Coffee. There's like a link to like another thing called Buy Me a Coffee. All right, I'm gonna do a couple more. Why haven't you sent anything in, Karam? Have you not made any music? Did anyone donate this? No. Okay, cool. So we're now on to MKNZ. I think he likes Injuna Deep. Or are you signed to Injuna Deep? Ooh. Oh, nice. It's a short track. That's what I like to see. Yeah, that'll definitely work. Send David my donation. It's Mackenzie. Yeah, I should have read that correctly. Sorry. Stupid. All right, just going to have a little smoke break. If more people send me in short tracks, more people can get track feedback. So just in future, it'd be nice if you could bounce like 2-minute tracks. That would be great. I really don't need any more of this, but hey ho, do what I want. Did I unwarp it? Okay. So this is Mackenzie, 10 years with you. God damn. Have you been in a relationship for 10 years with someone, or you're referring to something else? You've been making music for 10 years? Guess we'll find out. Oh, nice. Gay. Sim. That last chord is not the one, but I like the relationship with the melody and the chords. It's nice, but this one's not good. It should be. I think it needs to be more a major chord, like more satisfying. I think. I'm not sure if that's the correct terminology, but it doesn't feel resolved. This was sick, really, really nice, and completely caught me off guard. But if I was listening on, like, I think this should have come sooner, is basically what I'm about to get to. Because I think if I was listening on Spotify, I would be like, I'd probably skip by this point. I'm like, oh, yeah, it's okay. But I think you need to have this nice, big impact a bit sooner. But I don't know. Maybe it's good that it's kind of come late, because it caught me off guard. It was really good. English only, please, Argo. It feels very clean. It's very nicely mixed. It doesn't feel too squashed or anything like that. It's nice and dynamic as well. Yeah, I mean, I really like it. It's not nothing I would say that's like bad or sticking out. Only that chord was a little bit off, but that could change like the whole feel of the track. So try it out. But I think for sure it's not correct. But yeah, other than that, really nice. I think your girlfriend will be very happy. I was only joking. You can speak whatever language you want. But yeah, I can't think of anything. I mean, there's some little things like the riser and stuff like that. I think every time I hear like a kind of like generic riser, like a shh, or like a, I don't know, like a laser beam rising up or pitch bending or something. It sounds a little bit like cheap. I can't remember where it is. Yeah, this guy. Like that, it's just like, unless you've made it yourself or whatever, but it just sounds like you just dragged it in from some splice sample. But yeah, man. Holy shit. Someone's spamming the chat. If anybody wants some adult dating, now's the time. Cool. Yeah, how do I think I can I remove this person? I can't do anything, I don't think. Maybe you guys can report it. I don't know. Anyway. Cool. Thank you for sending that in. I wish I had more constructive criticism. I haven't really got anything, which is a good thing. Maybe just, yeah, the arrangement. I think for sure. Yeah. Feels like this could have been like a bridge. Like that section could have come maybe like here. Yeah, or like just as the bridge, you know, move it around. Cool. Thank you for sending it in, Mackenzie. Pleasure. Okay, so we are on to wow, don't know how to pronounce this. Willakusha Azimutal. Nice picture. You look young. How old are you? If I was to guess, I'd say at least 4. Am I right? Whoa, this is a fucking sausage. God damn. Yeah, maybe... You're 22. Okay, cool. This, yeah, looks pretty squashed, I'm going to say, straight off the bat, but let's see. It's a long one. I'm not going to play this, like, all straight through. I'm going to skip a bit, but we'll get to the good bits. Yeah. Okay. Let's go here. Bit of a strange groove. The main issue I'm hearing is just the groove. It's a little bit all over. I get that it's kind of like this Afro feel, but like the shaker is on the wrong time, I think. You've got it starting on the downbeat as opposed to the... Should be... And yeah, it's just like, I think with the perks and like the kick pattern, I'm finding it hard to like bop my head to and groove to. So yeah, I think maybe just tightening up the drums a bit. It's gonna help a lot. I think otherwise, though, I like the sound design and like the melody. It's nice and weird and funky. The bass feels good, I think. Yeah. Potentially a bit loud, your bass. I think it's like coming a little bit louder than the kick, so you can just turn it down by a couple of dB. Really cool sound work with that. I'm not even sure how you've done that. I think you're just pitching it down, but I like it. It's nice and fun. This is a better groove here. You got this little guy here, it's very sharp. I can hear him. Yeah, I mean, I like it, but it's nice and creative. But yeah, the bass is a little bit too loud, and then the drum groove is a little bit weird, a little bit like hard to latch onto, I would say. I think the shaker is a big component in it, just feeling a little bit like it's not adding the right kind of like feel, like swing and groove. And I think it's just like the position, you could just move it along, so it plays on the upbeat, so it's yeah. Okay, let's skip along a little bit. It does feel a bit sharp. That's why I did this little EQing here. You got something weird going on with the low end. I think it's like a tom that might be a bit too low. It needs a little bit more of a what's the word I'm looking for? Like more of a mid to high range thump to it, rather than like a low sub kick. See here, maybe take away a little bit of the low end before you drop here. So like I've still got this thing on. Yeah, just take away, where is it? It's here. It's just going to add a little bit more impact. You've got some low end coming in. Just adds that a little bit more, because you appreciate it more when it comes back in. But yeah, cool. I think it's going to be pretty much the same, I'm assuming. the piano chord, you could do a little bit more of it. It feels like you're just doing like one chord and then stops and then another chord, which can be all good, but you could definitely add additional chords in there, or like change that second chord so it's not the same. Just make it sound a little bit more interesting. How can you see low end on waveforms? So with EQ or on waveforms? No, like you can't. I couldn't see it like. Wait, I'm not sure I understand what you mean. Do you mean like looking at it like this? I mean, you can tell that this is the bass, just like because it's big and fat and it plays when the bass plays. But you can't tell by just like looking at this and going, oh yeah, this has got a hi-hat, a tom, and or whatever. But yeah, you can see like on. I'm not sure I fully understand your question. My waveform on the end. How can you see low end on waveform? On the waveform, yeah. Well, like I mean, it depends where it's playing. So say if you mean a waveform like a sine wave, then you can't tell where it, like if it's low end or high end. You can. It just depends on where it is. So if it's like playing down here, then it's going to be in the low end and it will sound low. But I don't think that's what you mean, surely. Anyway, cool. Thank you for sending it in. Pleasure. Let's do a couple more. I'm in a good mood. We have... how many more? Okay, maybe not everyone, but I will do my best. Ford. Yeah, let's do Ford. Are you in the chat, Ford? Yeah, you on the wave. Yeah, I know what you mean now. Yeah, you can kind of you can see, and obviously from listening to it, it plays at the same time. All right, so this is Ford. No worries. This is a sausage and a half. Yeah, man. I'll show you in a sec. I was trying to listen for the thing that was out of tune, but I don't hear it. Drop surprise, but I didn't like the bass octave notes. Yeah, I don't hear... somebody said something's out of tune, but I don't think anything's out of tune. I just think the melody isn't strong. Yeah, it's not the best. The kick and bass does feel good, it's like nice and warm, but maybe you could bring the bass down a little bit, just so the kick punches through a little bit more. Or maybe even just like, because it looks like a very big sub, maybe you could have a little bit more mid to the bass. So a little bit of overdrive you could add to it, or just like adding another oscillator. Getting a little bit repetitive here. Maybe would think of evolving the track a little bit, evolving the melody or something like that. Adding in some kind of mid element, I think, could be used. Or just evolve the melodies that you're using, or maybe add some drums. Maybe shorten the arrangement here if you're going in for another bridge. But yeah, I'm going to skip ahead a little bit. Oh, that was off. This guy. The like background thing, whatever that is. Oh yeah, there's a lot of dissonance here. Yeah, it's a little bit cheesy, I would say. Like I get that it's this happy feeling that you were going for, but it's coming across to me pretty cheesy. Like it feels like it could be on like a kids show. Sorry, that came across way harsher than I meant it to. But I do feel like I've like heard these kind of melodies from like a kids like jingle, which is probably not what you're going for. It might be though. But if that's what you're going for, then fair play. But you've got some off notes here, some like dissonance and things like that. Just in that like background melody. Yeah, it's definitely out of key. No worries, DJ Sound Limit. Thank you for stopping by. Yeah, maybe kids techno. Maybe you've started a new genre, or like you've found a niche. I think I know what you mean. What was your name? The Zelions. I think I know what you mean. My ear isn't as good at picking that stuff up, but yeah, I think like it does have that feel that maybe the bass is going is in minor and then the rest is in major. You know, if you want to get your kids into techno early, this is the kind of stuff that you play to them, and then you slowly start upgrading and get to Yeah, I mean, I'll be honest. I didn't really feel it. Like, it's just like the happy feel is just it's a little bit cheesy rather than like when you're playing a major, you do have to be careful of that. Like, if you go a little bit too far with those major melodies, you can make things sound a little bit cheesy. So you have to add in a little bit more like minor notes here and there, or that you can borrow from the relative minor. You just go down a little bit more in your direction of the melodies. If you just make everything like super happy, it just comes across quite cheesy, and it didn't really match with the rest of the track because you got this kind of heavy kick and bass, kind of like tech house kind of kick bass, or not tech house, but you know what I mean. And then you got this like really happy feeling melodies. It just the feel is kind of conflicting. But yeah, cool. Thank you for sending it in. I'm gonna do one more. I think. Oh, I can't delete it. Yeah, I mean, yeah, techno is. I don't think it's techno he is going for, because it's not like that techno. Well, it could kind of be. I guess the bass was like techno, but I don't. He doesn't usually make techno forward. Not what from what I've heard. More like tech house, I guess, or future house. Okay, cool. So this might be the last one. If it's a short track, maybe I do another one, or maybe I do Argo as well. Because Argo's the man. I mean, if you want to donate, maybe I'll do yours, Claire. How about that? Quite a long intro. It's very quiet. Like, super quiet. Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Someone said something wrong with the audio. Someone said it does feel like that. Like, I don't know what it is, but is it me? Nah, it's coming through Focusrite. It's just like really quiet, but it looks like it should be really big, or like really loud. So. $1. I'll take that. Thank you. No, I can't download it. Is this guy in the chat? What's your name? The Chain. I'm guessing not, but there's something wrong. Okay, yeah. You just go onto your SoundCloud on your on your computer, and then go to. Let me try and show you. Blah, 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 edit, and then go to permission and go to enable direct downloads. Oh, but are you hearing something wrong with the audio? Because for me, I feel like there's something. Maybe it's just really quiet. I'm not sure what it is, but it just feels a bit. Yeah, it's super quiet. Okay. Yeah, so maybe you wanna. Do you wanna fix the download? See if you can do that, and in the meantime. Yeah, it might normally be loud because you got your interface volume really loud. Because there's no way you've bounced this and then it just went down in volume by a lot. This feels like it's at like -10 dB. Maybe you should watch the volume on your headphones. But I'm not going to give feedback to it just yet because it's quite hard to actually hear everything. So if you could just... Mastered by who? Who mastered? Did someone charge you for this master? Because if they did, then you need to get your money back. Unless it's me, it might be me. Then I feel really stupid. But I'm like my audio, my Focusrite volume is all the way up. I'm gonna play someone else's song. Yeah. No, yeah, it's this. No, it's. You think it's the sound playing through my... What, do you guys... Yeah, that's what I was going to say. Right, look, listen to that and then... Yeah, but if you could just send it as a download, I'll just turn it up. And then I'll be able to actually hear things. Because I want other people to be able to hear it as well. So I could just turn it up on my headphones a lot, but then everyone else won't be able to hear. So yeah, if you can fix it, that'll be good. We'll just move on to the next guy. So we're going to do Argo. Because, I mean, yeah, at least if it's downloadable, I can drag it into Ableton and then just push the volume up. Yeah, send me a Dropbox link. Did I download this? I think I did, yeah. Yeah, Claire, I'll do yours. After this. This is nice and short. That was a little bit abrupt, a little bit smooth. I like the vocal, and I think I like the kick and bass. It feels a little bit squashed, like a little bit like compact, not that dynamic. But not by much, I think just a little bit. But yeah, smoothing this out a little bit. Problem is that the vocal's getting a bit repetitive now. So like from here and here, maybe I would have personally put something else in here, like a pad or something to just ease it down, and then bring the vocal back in, just because you've only got that one phrase, it sounds like. So yeah, you maybe try and get more legs out of it. Just having it repeating over and over, it's getting a little bit old. Yeah, quite liked the drop. There was a nice bit of energy, but I think that lead might be a bit too dry or too loud. It's just a bit like abrasive. I really like the guitar that you've got in the background. I feel like I would appreciate that more if it was like a bit louder. The lead's like it's okay, but I think it's just too in your face. So it's not like too loud, but there's just something too dry and harsh about it. So maybe you could use putting a bit of reverb directly onto the sound and then just washing it a little bit, not with like a huge decay or anything, but just washing it. You know what I'm trying to say. Yeah, I mean, I liked it, Argo, but I wouldn't say it was your best that I've heard. I would put it that way. Just like with the melody choices and things like that, and the vocal just feels a little bit repetitive. I think the drums are good. Yeah, that's a nice clear groove. Like it's easy to bop your head to. But yeah, I don't know, the main progression, I think it's just like meh, like dum 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 dum. Just feels a little bit simple. But yeah, man, thank you for sending it in. Appreciate it. I will move on to the next one. So yeah, what somebody said, if it's a minute long, I'll listen to it. So we're gonna do Claire, and then we're gonna do we got this one to do as well. Man, I've been going for 2 hours, guys. Have some mercy. Okay. Where is this thing? I'm sure I just downloaded it. Stolen Heart. No worries, I'll go. Pleasure. Alright. Yeah. Who mastered your track? This is not a mastered track. Or at least like this, if you said like, yeah, I want the volume of my master to be ridiculously quiet, then I would understand. But yeah, maybe let's see how quiet it is for a limiter. So yeah, let's go to here. Yeah, it was at like -8, nearly -20. Who did you actually pay for someone to master this? Please tell me. Oh, okay. All right, no worries. I'm sorry, but I'm going to skip a bit because, yeah, it's just been a bit of it's a bit repetitive, so I'm going to just skip it. Let's go to the drop at least. It feels like your kick and your bass. It feels like you need to sidechain your bass more to the kick. It feels like they're kind of fighting in the same area. Oh, so your kick could be a little, like, you could transpose it down a couple of just transpose it down a bit so it's a bit deeper. It's mostly just like dum dum, like mostly a thump to it. Doesn't have much of like a subby punch. What's happening, Mason? Good to see you. Really nice like soundscape, like the pads and things like that. Reminds me a little bit of Taurus, that kind of sound. What's going on, producer progress? You always join late. I'm gonna stop soon. See your bass, you're just holding down one note. You're just going, nah. You could just do a progression there. Try and do some nice progression. Figure out what key you're in, and then yeah, it would add so much more to the track. Just some like nice harmony. The drums are okay, that they're quite nice, but you need a little bit more high end. So a little bit more of a richer hat could be nice, just like a good shaker or something like that. You do have a shaker in there, but it needs to just be a little bit more present. Just feels a little bit underwhelming, the drums. The melodies are nice, they're nice and pretty, but yeah, you just got your low end is, I think, the main issue with this track. There's something, I think there's like the sidechain relationship doesn't feel right. It needs that nice like warmth to it, and it's just right now you just got like just a single note being held down that doesn't really feel that warm. Sorry, I keep going on. If you're going to have just like a single note play, which is a lot of people do that in their bass lines, you need to maybe have like a nice rhythm to it. So just like make it into a shorter sound, so no sustain, medium decay, short attack on your envelopes, and then just play a bit more of a funky or groovy rhythm with it rather than just like a sustained single note. Okay, I'm going to skip ahead a bit because I'm going way over the time planned. like this vocal bit. It's really nice. Like I like the tone of his voice. It's kind of unique. Is it you by any chance? It could come up a bit more. It's like very hard to hear what he's saying. So maybe bring it up, or just some of the effects you've got in it, you could remove them a little bit. Oh, it's you singing, yeah. I like it. I like the melody that you're doing, and yeah, it's got a nice tone to it. But I think you might be burying it a little bit too much in effects. It's very tranquil. Like, the melodies are nice in there, but you need to have a look at the drums for sure. And a good person to look at, which is not exactly the same feel, but people in like All Day I Dream, like Tim Green. Look up Tim Green and listen to his drums. He's like got probably the best drums I've heard out of any like house producer. Just always like really clean production. So yeah, check him out for some inspo. Okay, so I'm going to do one more, and it was just because Claire donated, and then I am done, guys. Yeah, I did say I was going to do this one, but maybe I'll do it. Let's see. Holy shit. Sorry. Let's have a look. Oh, we got this master on. There we go. Yeah, man. No donations now, guys. Really well mixed, very nice. Like everything was balanced really well. The drop was big and impactful. You lost me a little bit here. I was like kind of just looking at other things. Maybe you need a bit more atmosphere. Yeah, I mean it's quite a long. I guess it's just like the extended intro. I guess you would start the track here maybe if it was like a radio edit, or like here. Yeah, I mean, great vocal as well. You're not overcrowding it with the melodies. Like, you don't have anything that's like, distracting from the lead and the vocal. You could do some little counter melodies in there, which you might need to do later on. But yeah, I think keep the mix at where it's at. I think it sounds good. Nothing resonant. Kicks really nice and punchy. Yeah, drums are all good. Yeah, man. Nice work. Wanted to hear more, really. But yeah, I'm kind of grateful that it's a short track. Okay, so this is the last one, guys. So yeah, sorry if you're just joining now, but I've been going for 2 hours, which is way too long. I want to go outside at some point, play some basketball. All right, so yeah, last one. Very, very nice. That was banging. Very nice sound work. I love it when I hear something. I'm like, I have no idea how this is made. Really, really nice. I mean, it's not something I listen to, but I do. I used to listen to this quite a lot, like that kind of like dubstep feel. I love the little like the perks or whatever they do. These little like that. I don't know how you done that. But I want it. I want to know how. I want to implement some of this kind of feel into my music somehow. But yeah, really nice. So there's nothing wrong at all. Maybe this intro is a little bit boring, but yeah, I mean, it's quite a long time of just not really much evolving or happening. But yeah, man, very nice work. What are people saying? Something different. Yeah, please don't send in any music or donate because I'm done now. This was the last track. I don't know how to like mute the or like stop people from chatting here. Maybe someone can tell me. But yeah, cool. Thank you for sending it in. Sorry I don't have anything like that constructive with it, but it's not something that I listen to. All I would say is just the intro felt a little bit boring. But I couldn't tell you like too much that you would do to change it. Maybe just evolve things a little bit, a bit more atmosphere, some more drum fills and stuff like that, or drum rolls. Can we send you our tracks anywhere else? I have I get quite a lot of people sending me music, and I don't really have a lot of time. So I try to do just these feedback streams, but I do have a Patreon thing. So like for tier 2 people, you can send as much music to me as you like, and I'll give you good detailed feedback. And it's in the tier 2 of my Patreon, which is linked in the description. So that's the. Otherwise, if you send me music in a private chat, I'll probably ignore it or say sorry, just because I try to just limit it to doing these feedback streams. Otherwise, I'll be giving feedback to people all the time, and it just gets a bit long. Please pay your. I'm not playing any more songs. Sorry, but somebody asked to listen to some of my music. I can show you some of my stuff that I'm working on. I'm not sure if it's still in the chat. I can show you. What do I have? Oh yeah, Mackenzie. That was it. I think I've showed that one before. This one I like. I keep saving all my love. For our fees are justified. For your hopes are all of mine. I keep facing our past lives. I keep saving all my love. For our fees are justified. For your hopes are all of mine. If we let it glide over the rush, I'm repeating. Before you know we feel it deeper. Before you know we feel it deeper. When you see the signs of burning up, I'm believing. Before you know you feel it deeper. Before you know you feel it deeper. If we let it glide over the rush, I'm repeating. Before you know we feel it deeper. 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 Yeah, so that's a remix for Heard Right called Deepen. The annoying, fucked up thing about this is it might not get released because Heard Right requested me to remix his song and sent me the stems. So I worked on the track like that day and then like that night and the next day. Finished it, got it to where it's at now, like here. And then he was like, oh, wait, don't work on that track yet. The label want to find their own remixes for the track. And I was like, what the fuck? So I was like, I've finished it. Like, I sent it to him, and he's like, oh shit, yeah, this is amazing. I'll send it to them. Hopefully they would like cancel the other person. But then the label was like, no, we've already asked the other person. We're gonna have to wait till he's finished his version, and then we'll see which one's better. So I'm like having to compete to see if it gets released. But yeah, thank you everyone who said that they liked it. And what else do I have? I've got this Afro thing, which I think is finished. I've sent this to Injuna. Capitalism, yeah. Yeah, that's the Afro-y tune. Yeah, I made it on a stream a while ago. Yeah, it's with this guy, Id, as this really, really good producer. And yeah, sorry, the feedback stream's over. I'm just showing off my tunes someone asked. What else do I have? No, that's shit. I think this. What's this? Yeah, this is like, yeah, kind of half done. I'll go to like the drop. Yeah, there's that, and then what's this one? Yeah, that one's. These are a bit random, and then I've got some stuff I'm working on, like collabs with people. I think my favorite one that I've done over the last few months is this one, which I am waiting for Hessian to just find a vocal for it, because we're doing like a bit of a, well, yeah, we're collaborating on it. But this is my version before he's done any editing on it. I really like this song. Yeah, I really like this. I like what I did on the drop it, and I got I did some talking over the bridge, which you'll hear in a second.
It seems like my whole life I've been searching for something, but not really knowing how to find it. And it seems like the harder I searched, the harder it was to find, until I found you.
Yeah, I really like this. It just has like a different feel to it. It's quite simple. It's just like a single pluck, but yeah. You say duh, like yeah, it's a bit cheesy, the lyrics. But yeah, this one I'm not going to play to you yet. It should come out with Colorize. We signed it recently. In all honesty, I quite like it, but I'm not in love with it anymore. We had a lot of trouble with this vocalist and a lot of back and forth. And so we got to the point where like, oh my God, I've heard this song like so many times now that my love for it has kind of died. But there's a lot of work that's gone into it, so it's like a good production. But yeah, cool. I think that's all that I'm going to show. That's all there is to show, I think. Well, there's some stuff with other people, but yeah. Cool. Thank you, everyone. I'm going to go outside and play some basketball. Thank you for sending in your music. It was a lot of fun. Maybe I'll do it again next week or the week after, something like that. Cool. Peace. Thank you. Adios. Can't close this.